Hi, I'm Chris from Electric Bikes Guildford, and I'm going to talk to you today about one of our electric bikes for 2019. It's called the Moustache X Road 3 Open, and the reason that it's called Open is that it has this lower crossbar here, so it's essentially a step-through frame. It's also available, however, with a frame which runs parallel to this line, so a more normal top tube. First of all, I'm going to talk about the motor and the electrics, and then I'll talk about the bike itself and some of the components on the bike. So the motor on this is the Bosch Performance Line. The Performance Line motor has up to 60 Newton meters of torque, in fact 63 Newton meters of torque, and that will give assistance of up to 275% of your input. Now the motor is in the crank drive here, and that's where most manufacturers are putting their motors now. It's the best place to have the motor, and the reason for that is that it's lower down, it's better for the centre of gravity, it's obviously in the middle of the bike, but also it means that they can have torque sensors in there which detect how much pressure that you're putting on the pedals, and then the way that the assistance works is that it multiplies what you're doing. So of course it's pedal assist, but it's dependent on your power input. So in the lowest level of assistance, for example, it will give 50% of your input, and in the highest level of assistance it will be 275%. There are 4 levels altogether, and there's an offsetting, so you can ride the bike without any assistance at all. The battery is in here. It can be accessed by removing this cover quite simply, but you can charge the bike with the battery on, so you don't need to remove that cover. The battery size is either a 400 watt hour battery or a 500 watt hour battery, basically different price points depending on the battery size that you choose. The 400 watt hour battery will give you a range of, in normal conditions, so that's assuming average usage, up and down hills, varying levels of assistance, will be about 40 miles, and with the larger battery, the 500 watt hour battery, will be about 50 miles. It has on it the Intuvia display, that's the display from Bosch which is in the middle of the handlebars here, and with a separate remote over here. Very easy to control, you just switch the bike on here. There's a power button there, and you control the level of assistance using plus and minus buttons on the remote, and there's also an information button that you can press there which will display different information on the bottom half of the screen, such as your average speed, total distance, and significantly your range. So it can show you the range that you've got left with the battery dependent on which level of assistance that you're in, and it calculates it based on the last 500 meters that you've been riding. As you can see, the bike comes equipped with mudguards, lights, and a rack. This bag that is on the bike is an optional extra. It's an Ortlieb bag, but we just wanted to show you the system. So it's very easily removed and put on the bike just by pulling this handle here. So the rack comes with the Ortlieb fittings already on. The mudguards are nice and solid aluminium hollow mudguards that are designed by Moustache. The lights are good lights, and you can control that from the handlebars just up there. So that's turning on the front light and the rear light, and those are running off the battery. The bike is 10-speed. It's Shimano 10-speed Dior. It has hydraulic disc brakes, front and back. It's got quite a comfortable saddle, and it's also got a suspension seat post. So nice, comfortable bike to ride. The bike is called the X Road, and the reason for that is that it's It's a hybrid style bike. You can ride it on the road, but you can also ride it off-road. And in fact, the tyres that it comes with are essentially mountain bike tyres. They're, the width of these tyres is 2.1 inches, and you can see that they're quite knobbly tyres. So very comfortable off-road, but because it's got the motor, there's absolutely no problem taking this bike on the road as well. Also comes with a kickstand, and that really, and finally suspension. It has Suntour front suspension forks with 100mm of travel, and you can lock those forks out if you want to. The bike's available in different sizes. This happens to be the large one. It's also available in a small and a medium frame, and as I said before, it can come either with this type of crossbar, which they call the open, or the crossbar which is a bit higher than that. The price of the bike, if it's with a 400 battery, it's £2,699. With a 500 battery, it's £2,899. You can see this bike on our website, electricbikesguildford.com. You can also come and see it in the shop, of course, and you can demo the bike. We've got a demo area at the back of the shop, and we're very happy that you try it there, or you indeed take it further afield. Thank you.